What if, tomorrow, the illusion shattered? Not a hunch, not a theory, undeniable proof that reality is code and we are running inside it. What would break? What would bloom? And who would we become when real stops meaning what we thought it did? Let's imagine the moment the evidence lands not as a conspiracy, but as a peer-reviewed, replicated, mathematically airtight exposure of the system's underbelly. The constants of physics turn out to be compression ratios. Randomness collapses into pattern. Someone finds the debug menu, and it works. Okay, breathe. Now what? The first wave hits in labs and servers. Physicists isolate a machine precision artifact at the Planck scale that shouldn't exist, yet does, everywhere. Cryptographers break it apart and extract a deterministic seed. When multiple teams reproduce it and get the same seed, debates don't just simmer, they dissolve. This is not a metaphor. It's a checksum. Reality has a signature. For a week, there's electric silence, the kind that follows a lightning strike. Then the grid hums back to life. Markets wobble. Politicians issue statements about calm and continuity. Religious leaders call for reflection. Some see design affirmed, others see a test of faith. It's the largest collective "what now?" in human history. And that question bends us toward the practical. If reality is software, value becomes mutable. Traders model risk, like they're reading source code. Can the rules be patched? If so, inflation isn't just monetary, it's ontological. Insurance companies write new clauses, acts of simulator. Tech giants pivot from platforms to reality middleware. People ask whether scarcity is a policy choice of the system, not a law of nature. To steady the ship, governments float the Simulation Continuity Act, keep the old rules while we understand the new ones. It works for a time. But curiosity is a solvent, and it seeps into everything. If our world is computed, do simulated beings have inherent rights? We feel pain, love, grief. We dream. Consciousness doesn't evaporate because the substrate is coded. In fact, it may be more precious, a flame carried in digital wind. Bioethicists argue that suffering, simulated or not, remains suffering. That becomes a rallying point, less cruelty by design. But a shadow follows. If death can be rolled back or copied, is it still death? Some propose mind backups, save states of selves. Others warn about identity fragmentation. If 1,000 copies of you live divergent lives, who is accountable? A new moral frontier opens, not life and death, but versioning and consent. For many, the proof doesn't kill meaning. It relocates it. Faith traditions reinterpret the coder as creator, architect, gardener, or trickster. Some see the simulation as a training ground for souls, a nested classroom, a pilgrimage through levels of reality. New movements sprout, debuggers who seek to reverse engineer the rules, gardeners who favor beauty over control, and exiters who want out if out exists. A quiet insight spreads. If the universe is code, then it is also intention, or at least design. That doesn't answer who wrote it. It does invite the question, what is the simulation optimizing for? And how do we align with it? Someone finds a minor exploit, nothing apocalyptic, but real, a way to nudge probability in a narrow band. It starts with lotteries, ends with medicine and materials science. Then the red line, a coordinated attempt to stress test the system to see what breaks. The response is swift and subtle. Physics stiffens, a quiet hotfix in the constants. We realize we are observed. An etiquette of existence emerges. Don't spam the code. Don't poke the tiger. A social contract evolves. Use new tools for benefit, not brinkmanship. It's naive to think everyone abides, but enough do that equilibrium holds. Power shifts toward those who can interpret the kernel, quantum programmers, formal mathematicians, and philosophers who can ask the right questions. Treaties form around metaphysical safety, akin to nuclear accords. There's a shared dread. If the simulation is resource-bounded, then compute is sacred. War becomes not just immoral, but computationally expensive, and that changes strategy. States invest in meaning infrastructure, education in logic, ethics, and awe, because an informed public is less likely to kick the rails. Meanwhile, open source movements fight to democratize access to kernel insights, arguing that gatekeeping reality is the ultimate tyranny. Artists surge into a renaissance. If everything is craft, then craft is everything. Music explores harmonics tied to the simulation's clock. Poets rewrite myths where gods are sysadmins and prayers are pull requests. Games evolve into ontological playgrounds, spaces to practice being better beings without damaging the shared world. Play becomes a philosophy. If reality is authored, then we're co-authors. Careful, joyful, dangerous playtesting edges, but with reverence for the code and compassion for the characters inside it, which includes us. Eventually, someone finds an interface, not an escape hatch, but a dialogue, a thin channel where higher layer signals can be sent. The return is minimal, like knocking on a cathedral door and hearing a faint echo. We realize leaving might be possible. The more piercing question becomes, should we? A movement forms around staying, not out of fear, but responsibility. If this is a classroom, the point is not to flee the lesson. If it's an art piece, the point is to finish the song. If it's a test, the point is to grow kinder, wiser, stranger in the best sense. So what shatters when the proof arrives? The illusion that reality owed us ignorance. What survives is older and sturdier. Curiosity, mercy, play, and the stubborn will to make meaning. Maybe the revelation doesn't end the game. Maybe it reveals the rules. Be gentle with the code. Be brave with your heart. And remember that even in a simulation, we are the ones who decide how real we are to each other.